Truthiracy, House of Wisdom.
It's always a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress. That was not a stunt. I'm overheated in my costume and I did pass out. But you know what? I'm a champ and I'm back.
Talk show titan Wendy Williams fainting during a live broadcast of her Halloween episode Tuesday morning.
Did you know you were gonna faint?
Yes.
Did you know you were gonna faint?
Yes. It felt like I was in the middle of a fire. It's starting down at my feet, going all the way up. I was more concerned with when I fall, and oh my gosh, chaos ensued. The studio audience went wild. Am I going to crack my skull? Am I going to crack my skull? Thought that the bug-eyed look I gave was part of a stunt. Because I'm always doing tricks. This is the trick show. We're always doing tricks and stunts.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yes. And I have this crown on. So Wendy, do two things. Fall pretty, because this will never happen again, and go down with the crown.
Aloha everyone, this is Truthiracy, House of Wisdom, and I'm making this video about the New York attacks on the eve of ELeven, or the month of November, the 11th month. So, most people that aren't aware of esoteric knowledge, they only know the exoteric, or external, fake mask of lies that they are told, and that they are programmed to view from their perspective on television, the news channels. So I'm bringing a little esoteric or inner deep truth of wisdom and knowledge to those who are not aware of what's really going on. So I'm going to go over this really quick and the deepest level. So what you need to understand first of all is that this is a psyops of knowledge. In other words, those who are in the know and those who don't know. So if you don't see the esoteric symbolism, if you don't see the esoteric numerology, then you just are out of the loop and you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about right now. But if you've watched my Orange House of Death series, Plato's Cave, all these different types of understanding of the enlightenment of the elite elders of the ELuminati, then you know about the ELite. and it's all about the light and the darkness. Either you're bright and smart, or you're left in the dark, blinded, okay, by the light. Which that means is that you've been fooled to fear the light. So, this is all about enlightenment, like I said. So, this is the time of the fall, okay, because truth will never disagree with nature. So, this is the fall time, which is why you have the BAALance scales of Libra, or Maat. So, the sun is going past the equinox, the fall-autumn equinox, and going to the underworld. So the Statue of Liberty, for example, is Libra. She holds the torch, or the fire of the sun, the ore, or the orange light. You see, because just like when a day ends, the sun goes to the underworld, what happens? The sunset turns orange. Or 2:16 of the Bible. It's the light. It is the ore, gold. So, the orange warning of death before going to the underworld, which will then turn orange blood red, and then black, to the darkness of the night, the underworld. So, the ancients knew the seasons of the equinox and the solstices, the cross, the zodiac, which is why when it passed Libra, or the autumn equinox, it went to the underworld for 6 months. The overworld for another 6 months. So, whenever you see someone holding the lantern or the skull, Rosh Hashanah, the new year that begins during the season of the orange, the harvest, the reaping of the year, the sowing, which is in springtime, and the reaping in the end of times, or the end of the age. So, this is the time of orange, which is why Judas is orange. If you look up pictures of Judas in the Bible, you'll see that he's orange. He's the one that gives the kiss of death to the sun before it goes to the underworld. So, the El even, the 11 is what the ELuminati is all about. It's what our alphabet, or alphabet, is all about. The 2 sets of 11, which make up the 22 Hebrew letters of the alphabet. So, the 11 is which was the number that we saw repeatedly on September 11th, or 9/11, which is November 11th, really, because Nov means 9. Sept means 7, which would be 7/11. They are the twin pillars of King Solomon, the Sol and the Mon, which is the sun and the moon. So, the pillars that begin and end our week, Moon's Day or Monday, and ends on Sun's Day, which is why it gets sacrificed on the 7th, gets the 2 pillars that hold up the sun and the moon. So, this is the philosophy behind Hercules and the twin pillars, etc. So, the broken pillar. Because the pillar breaks when the sun goes to the underworld. And basically, this time of the underworld is Persephone, or Persephone, which is phony, of course, fake. It's Diana Lucifera, she who bears the light to the underworld. So, this is why we had Miss Williams dressed as a Statue of Liberty, who faints and falls, because this is the time when time ends between the thin veil of All Hallows Eve, the eve of the El Even of 11, and it's the time between times. So this very thin veil that exists between the living and the dead is the whole principle of the ELuminati. Life, death, and rebirth, which is the sun, which is our universe, which is us as humans, and life on Earth in general. So, the twin pillars 9/11 is so related to this event. My son first told me about it. I said, oh, I guarantee it. It's going to have nothing but orange in it. it's that orange sacrifice, you know, orange house of death. And sure enough, the first image that pops up is, you know, the rental van that's orange, and then everything's orange, and it's Halloween. It's a celebration of Halloween. And they made a horrifying event to scare the herd. And some of us are smart enough to see the truth that lies behind the veil of lies. So, you know, that's why Wendy Williams even admitted, rather, that she knew about it beforehand. So, she'll probably never come clean, obviously, but, you know, half-truths and half-lies is how they work. So, she can't help but tell the truth just a little, you know. So, it's amazing that people don't see this whole eve of the L even of 11 in New York. New York is the state of orange. Go look at the wall of Wall Street. It's an orange wall. The Dutch orange wall. So, the House of Orange. New York, 11th state of the Union. The Statue of Liberty stands upon a 11-pointed star. All the 11s of 9/11, of course, because it all represents the stinging of the sun, like Judas stings the sun before it goes to the underworld, which is why the scorpion, the scorched sun, is in the shape of a sickle, which is a reaper tool. This is about a harvest. That's why this was another harvest ritual. It's like I just explained about the last harvest attacks in Vegas and the sun sacrifice, which was, of course, banned by YouTube. So they will probably ban this video because it's full of truth. So, once again, I'm jeopardizing everything just to bring the truth to everyone. This is an ancient harvest ritual. There's not, it's bullshit when every single story is related to a freaking terrorist all of a sudden. Notice how this wasn't going on years ago, all of a sudden it's now, because this is the new propaganda that is being used to fool the herd into giving up their guns. You know, it'll be the end of America, in case you don't know that, the secret destiny of America. It's just a building block, a stepping stone to the next level. So that's why the United Nations owns all of our national parks and everything already. That was all signed into law years ago. Most of you probably don't know those types of simple things. So, I don't want to get too far into it, but believe me, all of this is coded. All of the times they're telling you, it's just about the zodiac, the 12, the 8, October, 10. It's so simple to see, but yet if you don't understand, it seems, crazy. But believe me, it's 100% fact and truth. There is no other choice or option. Without question, I could prove it from all angles, from all perspectives, not just one. This is not an assumption. This is a master of what he does. Like when somebody earns their black belt, they become a master of what they do. They perfect the art. So when you learn about wine versus a sommelier, well, it's somebody who has perfected their art to their furthest abilities. So in esoteric wisdom, in symbolism, in whatever you want to name, I've broken it down over the last decade to the very root and source, which is why I have the logs of logic to explain it all. From biblical to the Quran, to the Torah, to government, to your birthday, to holidays, to our matrix of the world that we live in. I can explain it all. You know why? It's very simple. Because it's all based off of nature, which is truth, which is then flipped upside down, inversed and reversed to almost tease and fool the herd. I guess they get enjoyment out of watching the herd be ignorant and stupid. And then the ones that are like myself, who see the truth and have decoded their codes in language and numerology all across the world, governments, everything. When you decode this church and everything, you know, you can't be fooled anymore. And that's why they keep this knowledge away from you. That's why they ban the videos. That's why I'm on my 4th channel. You know? So, just know that there may or may not have been people attacked. I don't know. I was not there. So I'm not saying that it wasn't some real event didn't happen, but it did not go down whatsoever the way that you are told it. It was planned. So, one way or another, don't believe what you see in politics, which is the news, which is your government, because if it happened, it was planned. Anyway, guys, watch my Orange House of Death series. You will see why this ritual is basically the same ritual they pull on you all the time. You have no idea why they behead those dressed in orange. Okay? Because that's the time of the year right now when they behead the year, which is why Judas, even in the Bible, has to do with beheading. Not Judas, but the other characters in the Bible have to do with, beheading. And of course, Judas was hanged in a tree, which is what you'll see with orange sunsets, like I said, because it's at the end of the age. It's also the house of the eagle, which is why if you look at the 4 heads of the angels or the angels, Ezekiel's angels, the bull, the human head, the eagle, and of course, which is represented by the wings. So, like you get angel wings when you die and you go up to heaven, same kind of thing, same time of year. Well, guys, I could go on for days about this stuff. I love talking about it, so if you're interested, shoot me a note. Make sure you subscribe and check me out on Facebook. Alright, guys. Have a great day. Peace, love, and wisdom. Aloha.